Hello and welcome back to Get Up and Game. My name is Josh, and in today's live stream, I'm going to be showing off the first hour of the Marvel United Multiverse Kickstarter. I'm so very excited. Now, right off the bat, I need to say, it's the first time I've ever tried live streaming. I'm getting error messages left and right that my streaming quality is bad or I'm not getting the right encoder or something. I don't know. This is all going to be trial and error. I think I got some of the stuff straightened out. So if you're out there watching, I see there's a few of you. If you wouldn't mind just saying in the chat how it looks, how it sounds, if it actually appears to be working properly, because this is all very new to me, but I was just so excited about this Kickstarter and I thought, why not now be the time to try live streaming to see how it works. Grizzle Noob tells me it seems to be working. I hear and see you. Looks good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Grizzle Noob. I greatly appreciate you being here, as well as letting me know. Bear Force 1 tells me it looks and sounds good. Lucas Bonini, sound and image very good. This is awesome. This is so cool. This is something I've wanted to do for a very long time. Try live streaming, but I only have a laptop and my phone I'm working with, so I don't have fancy equipment. So I was nervous to try it. But with the Kickstarter coming up, I thought I would give it a shot. And so, yeah, we're just going to take a look at it as they launch here in about 15 minutes. I'm just going to keep refreshing occasionally to see if they don't surprise us and jump on early. And I'm just really excited to see all the new stuff. So I guess my first question, since we've got a little bit of time to kill with the chat, is for those of you who are here, are you already big Marvel United fans, or is this going to be your first time looking into it? I can say for myself, I missed out on the first Kickstarter. It's not that I didn't want it. I just wasn't sure about the game, but it looked cool. And then by the time the second Kickstarter came around, you know, the Dice Tower had done a ton of coverage on it and just looked like a really fun game. And so I went all in on the second Kickstarter, the X-Men one. I got absolutely, literally everything. All the upgraded components, the playmat, all the expansions and all that stuff. And at this point, I've had it since May and I've probably played it about 10 times. So it seems a little silly to feel like I need more, but oh man, I just think it's such a cool game. Even if I don't get to play it all the time, I just definitely love having it. The miniatures are so cool. They look so great. I'm such a huge Marvel fan. So this seems like, if nothing else, a decently cost-effective way to get a lot of really cool Marvel miniatures. And, you know, hopefully you get to play your fun game once in a while too. So, hello, Jay Collins. Thank you for joining in. Man, I'm going to try not to say this too many times, but this is incredibly exciting for me. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous doing this. Just, I've never streamed live before. So mainly, I'm just nervous about the quality, and if anything technical goes wrong, I'm probably not going to know how to fix it. So, but it seems like it's working, at least in the ways that I know how to check if it's working. So we're just going to keep on rolling with it. And Grizzle Noob says, I bought the first game when it came into my local game store. I bought the base set and the Spider-Man set, went home, played it, and went back the next day to buy everything else. Yep. Yeah, I think it really surprises you. It is a very simple system, and it doesn't even look like much, to be honest. But Eric Lang is such a genius. The way he pieces these things together, and it is incredibly fun when you really sit down and play it. You see the potential is an absolute blast. Jay Collins says, I never played United, but saw the trailer and it looks pretty cool. Man, the new trailer was awesome. The way they put that together with the multiverse stuff and then introducing Galactus at the end. Oh, so awesome. Grizzle Noob back the second one on Kickstarter immediately since I love X-Men. Yeah, that was the other thing that really drew me in. Huge X-Men fan. I'm so glad they finally got all that stuff sorted out with the movie rights, which was causing the X-Men to basically be absent from everything else that was happening. No video games, no board games, nothing for a long time. And now that all that stuff's sorted out, we're finally seeing the X-Men come into stuff again. We've just got them in Marvel Champions and they've been awesome. Got them in this game. So cool. And then Grizzle Noob follows up this one. I'm not sure. We'll see what they come up with. Yeah. And Jay Collins agrees. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Like I said, I myself have barely touched the game because I spend most of my time, especially now that I have this channel, most of the time playing Marvel Champions, paying attention to that game. But I'll be honest, if I had the time and the bandwidth, this game would get featured on my channel more. And depending on how this goes and if people are interested, I would be more than happy to feature this game occasionally on my channel. It'll always be a Marvel Champions channel mostly. It's my favorite game, but I really, really like this game a lot. So definitely something I wouldn't mind playing more of. But yeah, as far as what's new, we've seen there's going to be the Commander solo mode, which is the thing that honestly, I don't know if I'm going to go all in on this one. I've already spent a lot of money in this game and I don't play it as much as I should, but I at least got to get the base set and, probably some other stuff, but at least that just for the new solo mode. And I'm a solo player at heart, and it's going to be so nice to have a dedicated solo mode to play. They've got components for it, has deck building, which I absolutely love building decks for these kind of games. So we're going to give it a refresh, see if they jumped on 10 minutes, 9 minutes early by chance. And not just yet. That's all right. Tabulate Nude 8, a good friend of the channel. Can't stick around for the stream. Congrats on going live for the first time. Excited to catch up on your thoughts later on. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you stopping by. Jay Collins, about how long is a game of United take? Maybe like 25 to 30 minutes, if that. Like, they're pretty fast. It's surprisingly fast, I found, because it's a pretty simple game. It kind of feels like Pandemic a little bit, where you're just sort of putting out fires around the board. You have to take the tokens off the locations to try to keep them clear. You don't want them to overflow. Feels very similar to a, not an epidemic, but whatever it is when you get too many people in Pandemic on a spot. So it feels kind of like that in a way. You're moving around, keeping the board clear. And then once you've accomplished certain things, you have to complete 2 missions, then you can start attacking the villain. And it feels like usually the game comes to an end pretty quickly after that. So you'll spend the first, 85% of the game rescuing civilians, taking out thugs. And then once you've done enough of that or clearing the threats, then you can start attacking the villain. And then you just want to kill them as fast as you can, because once you get into the mid game, the villain starts activating more often, and it's really, really dangerous. So you usually try to put that off as long as you can and then bring the game to a really quick conclusion. At least in the games I've played. I haven't played a lot. Like I said, I've only played about 10 times. There's a ton of villains I haven't tried, and the villains really change things up depending on which ones you play. So my experience, depending on which villains you've played, might be different. But yeah, it feels about that way. And Grizzle Noob agrees, about a half hour for a normal game, maybe up to 60 to 80 for the Sentinels or Infinity Gauntlet Snares. Oh yeah, I haven't tried those yet. Oh, they look so awesome. And Mike G says, I hope Null is a part of it. I mean, who knows, right? We could get, it's multiverse. We could get literally anything, and there's still plenty of cool stuff from sort of the normal Marvel universe that they haven't gotten on. And I haven't been a comics reader for probably a little while now, 7, 8, 9 years at least. So there's a lot I don't know about the more modern stuff. They've done a ton of cool stuff I've just kind of missed out on. So I couldn't even begin to guess what we're going to see. But Null, I believe, is part of the whole Venom stuff, the symbiote. He's like the symbiote god. So yeah, anything to do with symbiotes, I am all in on. That stuff is so cool. Grizzly, but even those snares can be done in under an hour too. So yeah, and the thing about the game, near as I can tell, like player count doesn't seem to matter. Like it doesn't affect the length, because the villain always activates at a specific rate every single game. So regardless of how many players are playing, the game kind of moves at the same pace, which is really nice. Sometimes with these co-op games, the player count can really monkey with how the game works. Like I like Marvel Legendary a lot, but for me, I really only like that game at 3 players. At 4 and 5, it starts to get really hard, and at 2, it kind of gets a little bit easy. And Marvel Champions has a very different feel to it as well. I promise I don't only play Marvel co-op games. I used to play a lot of different games, but I do love all the Marvel stuff. Big fanboy. You're not going to get me to say much bad about anything to do with Marvel, but yeah, I feel like this game plays really well at any player count, which is a huge feature. So I like that a lot about it too. Looks like we should have about 6 minutes. I don't know. I've never been to a Kickstarter at the moment that they launch, so I don't know if they tend to be like immediately right on time, a little early, a little late. So, and I honestly don't even know what to expect here. Like, as I'm going to live stream the first hour, I don't know if much is going to happen in the first hour. Surely I don't think they're going to show many expansions today. If I remember correctly from the last one, they kind of dole those out over the next few weeks. You get one every few days as they want to make more money here and there. Oh, the Morbius version, Morbin time. Yes, K. Smith. I'm out on this. He's waiting for the, yeah. Well, We may or may not get that at some point. Morbid United. Oh, that's awesome. I love the Morbius stuff. That's hilarious. Well, we gotta at least get a Morbius, right? I don't remember him being in the game. I've unboxed all of my stuff. I did 16, 14, 15 unboxings on my channel, and I've still got 4 or 5 to go to finish it up. I kind of got away from that, but definitely need to finish those before this one comes out. So I honestly don't remember if Morbius is in the game or not, but I don't think he is. There's so many. Jay Collins, I have Legendary on the shelf. I haven't gotten it out for ages. Same. Yeah, I haven't played it in forever. For me, like I said, it's just so specific. I don't really enjoy it solo because I really only do like it at 3, and 3-handed's kind of a lot. And then, a thing happened in the world a couple years ago that kind of killed gaming groups, and really haven't put that back together yet. So really been a solo gamer for a while now. So if it doesn't have a really solid solo mode, I haven't played it much in a while. Grizzly Noob, does the Command team do a live stream to launch, or is it just when they put the Kickstarter? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of, I know some of the other people that cover this game, like I think Quackalope covers this game, like Board Game Co. Like they might be doing live streams. I didn't look into it, so there could be some much better, higher quality live streams out there you could join. I'm not sure. I'd certainly appreciate so much. Wow, we've got 20 people here. That is so cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, and really looking forward to seeing what we have here. But I haven't followed one this closely before, so I'm really not sure if the Command team is going to do something similar right now or not. They very well could be. And Jay, yeah, used to really like Legendary. Yeah, I did too. That's such a cool game, and it's crazy to me. Hi, David Markham. Happy to be here. Thank you so much. Oh, Grognard, Solo Gaming, such a friend of the channel. Awesome. So good to see you. I haven't played Legendary even once since I got Marvel Champions. Yeah, I did used to like it a lot, and it's amazing to me how they have just continued to crank out the expansions. Like it really feels like it should be on a 2nd edition by now, but as far as I know, they're still making content for it, which, good for them. The fans of that game have been well cared for, and that's absolutely awesome. All right, 3 minutes just refreshed. We're still waiting to get started. And Grizzle knew they might be, but there's a reason I'm here. They are not my favorite channel, just to put it nicely. Okay, fair enough. I know people definitely have. Oh, I see. I know who you're. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying now. I thought we were talking about Command for a second. Yeah, that's okay. I won't say anything about any of that stuff, but. Well, I'm so glad, so happy to have you here and everybody here. 23 people. This is, I'm just going to take a drink. I've been talking nonstop for 15 minutes already. Honestly, I'm just so happy this is working. Like, the stream has not crashed. I'm not getting those error messages anymore. Oh, nope. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings. I have turned them down as much as I can. So if the whole thing crashes and falls apart, I apologize. This is what we're here to find out. If my internet can handle this kind of thing, because I would love to do more of it in the future. Certainly when I started the channel last March, live streaming was always a hope and dream. But I also knew I really wanted to get very comfortable before I started doing something like this. Mr. Meow is here. I suspected you might be one of my Marvel United viewers. I said I did all those Marvel United unboxings. They don't get a ton of views, which is fine. I was just really enjoying doing them, and I didn't stop doing them because not a lot of people watch them. I just kind of got lazy, and I need to get back to them. But Mr. Meow commented on almost every single one of them, and I really appreciate that. So happy to have you here. Grizzle Noob, this is exciting. Spoke too soon. Oh, I'm not sure what that's referring to, but hopefully that's nothing bad. All right, here we go. 1 minute to go. David Markham, after going all in with season 1 and 2, I'm debating backing season 3. Has so much content. Yes. Yeah, same. I'm really curious to see if this is going to be just sort of a pick up the things we missed out on. There's not that much left, or if it's going to be another massive one like the last one. I have 5, 6, 7 expansions, but it is just fine. Okay. Oh, your stream hiccups a tiny bit when you refresh the page. Might be white. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for telling me that. This is such a learning experience for me. I was a complete tech noob when I started the channel. Like literally everything I have done with my YouTube has been me learning it for the first time. Oh, here we go. Please verify you are a human. Press and hold. I am pressing and holding like a human. Check. Oh, access this page has been denied. This may happen as a result. Oh my gosh, here it is. It's live, it's live, it's live. Here we go. So it's a 21 day. We've got 3 weeks. They need 200,000. Let's see if we can get that in about an hour. Back this project. So let's start scrolling down and see. We're just going to take our time looking at all this. And we're going to see. Well, let's look at the pledges real quick. Let's start out right here. So you can pledge, back it because you believe in it. I am the robot. I imagine it's another expensive game. Yeah, it sure is. There's so much you can get. And you can just get a little bit here and there. But this is one of those games that makes you want everything for sure. So we got the Multiverse pledge. That comes with Multiverse. Oh, the exclusive Wrecking Crew villain team. Very cool. And of course, all the stretch goals. So at the very least, if you're going to get in, you know, you got to get in this base level and that'll get you all the stretch goals. And those stretch goals boxes are huge. 200K, that's nothing to them. Yeah, absolutely. What did the X-Men make? Like 5 million? It was crazy. So $65 gets you in, gets you that stretch goal box. Let's see, $100 gets you Multiverse, the Wrecking Crew villain team, the Coming of Galactus expansion, exclusive Iron Lad hero. Okay, if you don't know who Iron Lad is, I won't spoil it for you, but he's a very cool character. There's already 3 backers for that, and those are all the levels so far. So they've only shown, looks like, only the Galactus stuff. So let's start scrolling down. Marvel United is opening the multiverse wide open and bringing it into this fast-paced cooperative game. Build your team of heroes from all realities and join forces to thwart the master plan of the most powerful villains across all timelines with your special equipment at your side. Even the biggest obstacle can be toppled. Yes, we're getting some new equipment cards, which I'm wondering if it can be used in some of the older heroes. I assume so. Simple rules, deep strategy, easy setup. That might be actually one of my minor criticisms of the game. I feel like it is quite a bit of setup for how quick the game is, but it's not that big of a deal. It's easy. There's just kind of a lot to it. Quick play time, variable difficulty, eye-catching artwork, and amazing character pieces. All true. Oh, it's gorgeous. All united to bring you the most fun Marvel play experience. Here we go. The $65 Multiverse pledge. So you get the core box, Wrecking Crew, and all the stretch goals. And if you've never looked at one of these, I'm telling you, the stretch goals, it's so worth it to just get the base set. The stretch goal boxes are massive. You get a ton more heroes and a ton more villains. Even if you don't get any of the expansions, you'll get so much stuff. So I'm just scrolling through. So we get the Wrecking Crew, a quartet of villains that act together as a team. You know, I love that they're bringing the Wrecking Crew. You know, they were in the She-Hulk show, which was cool to see them, kind of. They were a little, maybe lame, but they were meant to be lame. But, you know, we have them in Marvel Champions. They're not a fan favorite scenario, but they also brought them in as a modular encounter set, and they've been very cool that way. So, yeah, we got Wrecker, Pile Driver. Man, they just look so awesome. Thunderball and Bulldozer, who, I mean, I've always thought this guy stole his look from Juggernaut. I don't know the history, but sure looks like Juggernaut. Okay. So we get the Herald Pledge, which of course gets you all the other cool stuff, plus the Coming of Galactus expansion. So we've already got another Fantastic Four expansion. There was one in the X-Men pledge, the last Kickstarter. So we're getting more Fantastic Four. Let's see if we can see who the heroes are in this one. So there's Iron Lad. And then, okay, let me scroll back up. Let's just look at this Coming of Galactus. It looks like here we're only seeing, I'm pretty sure these are the base set heroes. It's got the Mighty Thor. We've got Spider-Man 2099, Shuri, Black Panther. Did it say? Okay, just real quick back up here. Yeah, so we're just getting pictures. Yeah, there's... All right, so let's just keep scrolling. Let's just see everything, and then we'll kind of pick and choose what we want to focus on. I really, really want to read. Hopefully there's a lot of information here about the solo mode and the equipment. So the multiverse unites in a fast-paced cooperative game, pushing the gameplay to new frontiers. 26 people. Thank you so much for being here and watching this along with us. I'm liking the Wrecking Crew. Dang it, I guess I'm packing. David Markham and Mr. Meow. I love these villain-only boxes. Oh, is that? Yeah, I guess it's just a villain-only box. That makes sense. So villain and heroes alternate adding their cards to storyline. Yeah, the gameplay is so straightforward. You just have these icons on the bottom of the cards, and then they dictate the actions you can take, and then you can use the icons on the card previous to yours. So there's a lot of teamwork involved in playing your cards in a certain order so that other people can take the actions you use, like maybe they need movement. Hey, D20, what's up, Jason? Welcome to the stream. Allah doesn't want me to get into all of this. Yeah, you got to at least get the base. Got to get them stretch goals, man. And then they didn't introduce supervillain mode in the last one, so you can actually play sort of a one versus many. One person can control the villain, and there's special components for that. I've never done that, but it certainly sounds like a lot of fun. Here we go, expanding the gameplay. This is what I'm really, really looking forward to here. Commander Solo mode, play with a single hero aided by a team of support heroes cards. I can't wait to see how this works. Something about you build a deck with other hero decks, and then I don't know if you're just controlling your hero or if they're also in the game. There's the pick your right battle plans to aid your strategy. So there are special card components here. Grognar, personally, I'm not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. That's probably wise. That's probably wise. I've spent a lot of money on this game for how little I've played it, but I really would play it if I had more time. So I'm just going to look at these solo cards. Like this one says, let the villain talk, has a 2 at some sort of cost maybe. Whenever you take damage, you may accelerate the next villain turn by 1 card to avoid discarding your last card in hand. Okay, so that's cool because, yeah, solo can be a little swingy in some games, so I'm wondering if that's going to help ease potential swinginess. And then we get equipment. Many heroes now have their own unique equipment cards, giving them access to extra abilities. So like we can see Captain Carter's shield pretty clearly here. Use on your turn as a punch in an adjacent location, or, excuse me, use on a villain turn, ignore 1 damage dealt to any hero in your location. Now, I wonder if that is a one-time thing, or they all have this sort of gear symbol, which I was wondering if maybe the gear means like to exhaust, rotate, tap, whatever. Maybe some are discarded. Not sure. So then here we're looking at the core box. Okay, so now we're getting info what's in the box. We're getting Captain Carter in the core. We're getting the Loki variant, Shuri Black Panther, Spider-Man 29, and the Mighty Thor. I mean, how much did they just hit on so much of the recent stuff? Ironheart. So, you know, we've seen all of these characters recently. Captain Carter from What If, Loki from the Loki series, Shuri from the recent Black Panther movie, which was so awesome. Spider-Man 29 we're going to be seeing soon in the Multiverse sequel, Spider-Verse sequel. Mighty Thor, of course, from Love and Thunder, and Ironheart also from Black Panther. So everybody's going to be really familiar with these characters if they're keeping up with the MCU. Awesome, awesome core team of heroes. Drew Scott, tempt me no further. I'm too late. Yeah, this is not going to be the right stream for talking you out of this. I'm going to have a lot of happiness and good things to say about this game. Jason, does seem like they're trying to make the game a bit deeper, which I think was a complaint from the first game, that it was too light. It is pretty light. The more expansions you add, certainly there's at least a ton of variety, and some characters and villains are a little bit more complicated than others, but it's definitely a family-friendly light game. And I think it's meant to be, but certainly anything they want to add, like equipment that makes it a little bit, just even a little bit deeper, I am all for. Grizzly Noob, I'm surprised they launched with so few extra unlocks shown. I think everything besides Wrecking Crew and Iron were already... Oh, were they known? Okay, I didn't know that. I wasn't looking into it too closely. Well, yeah, that is a little unfortunate. Hopefully we make a whole bunch of money here in at least this hour. Maybe we'll see some stretch goals unlocked or something. And then something else they introduced in the last Kickstarter was the anti-hero. You get these purple figures. So you can play the Cosmic Ghost Rider here as a hero or a villain. You'll get cards for him as a hero or as a villain. And so that's just such an awesome, just so much more variety even then. Of course, we have Immortus here as one of the villains in the core set. And Maestro and Emperor Doom. So awesome. I need to get caught up. I have not read the stuff involving these characters. I know that's just super cool. So you get, 3 villains, but you really get 4 because of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then, you get one more extra hero as well because of this. And then Iron Lad was, I looked at too quickly, but I think he was just a hero. So yet another hero to add. So then you get the 8 locations, which that's what they've been. So let's see, we've got the TVA headquarters, of course, for the multiverse stuff, United Nations headquarters, something Muspelheim, Alchemax. Yeah, I don't know if that's for this game. If that's from the comics, I'm not familiar with Alchemax. Project Pegasus, of course, Niflheim. So a lot of Asgard stuff. Looks like maybe stuff for the various heroes. Kunlun, and I can't quite read that one. And then, yeah, you get the mission guide, 4 villain dashboards, all the hero cards. Everything just looks so good, so bright and colorful. The cards are very clear and easy to read with the icons. The villain cards work very simply. If you've not played the game, you just start at the top. You got a number, then you got the BAM, then you got the effect. They're really straightforward. These battle plan cards are new, so I'm not sure what that is. 24 threat cards that go along with the villain. There's the equipment cards. So we're getting 7 from the start, so probably just from the heroes in the base set then. And then hopefully they're going to end up adding Alchemax from 29. Oh, thank you. I've always heard good things, but I've never read Spider-Man 29.9 for as much as I have always loved Spider-Man. Grizzly, what characters is everyone looking forward to seeing besides Morbius, of course, because the movie was so good. Yes. Hopefully we get 2 or 3 versions of Morbius, just villain, anti-hero, hero. Maybe he can be an equipment card. Just throw him in everything if possible. You get the 12 supervillain cards. As far as a hero I'm looking forward to, it's hard to say because they've already have covered a lot. I'll have to, just for me personally, that's a really good question. I'm not really sure who I'd even be thinking of. Marvel Champions may be a big fan of Ironheart. Drew Scott says maybe she'll be ridiculously powerful. And ME2, yeah, same. She's like my either favorite or second favorite hero. Obviously love Ironheart. Be cool to see her here. And yeah, Jason agrees. D20, that's awesome. So we get you always get a challenge in each. The challenge in the base set's usually pretty simple, but there's also one in each expansion, which that's just one more way to add a layer of complexity that you can just choose to add these challenges to the game to make them a little bit more difficult or just give you something. Some actually make the game easier. It just depends. Just to give you something else to pay attention to. So it's similar to Marvel Champions. You can really choose the difficulty. There's a lot of variety in how you can approach this game, which is so awesome. You know, if you're a family who doesn't play a ton of games, it's really easy to play this out of the box. But if you're, you know, a heavier gamer, but you want to get into this and you love the theme, even if it's a little simple, you can definitely ratchet it up, at least to some degree. So you get the superhero cards. These are used for the supervillain, and the superhero cards are used when somebody is controlling the villain instead of the game automating. And then, of course, the tokens and the villain. Me in the chat, yeah, it looks like we lost a lot of people. That's fine. Video works fine for me. Okay, I think it's back. I mean, that certainly expected that kind of thing to happen. Hopefully it doesn't keep happening. Just kind of waiting to hear. Ragnar said is working fine for him, so hopefully it's back for everyone. I don't know if it just skipped everything that I said during that whole time or if it's going to catch it up. Hey, you're back. Okay. Oh, I'm back, or you are. Come in and the stream broke. Ah, Scott, was that you? It's back. Hooray. Okay. So I don't know if everything I said for the entire time was completely dropped and we just skipped it all, but I guess we'll just keep going. So glad you can see me. Great job, Scott. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Hey. So we're just going to keep rolling with it. We're going to do our best. We lost half our viewers. Don't blame you a bit. That is totally fine. This is purely experimental. So moving on with the Heralds, we got Firelord. We get the Frankie Ray version of Nova. Very, very cool. Welcome back. Thank you. And yeah, let me know if that happens again. I don't know if there's anything I can do. If it does happen again, I don't know how to fix it. So here's hoping that just doesn't keep happening. Buddy just texted me that apparently they've already crossed the threshold. Let's scroll back up and see if it's... oh, that does not scroll back up. Let's just head back up real quick. Yeah, 178 grand here, but if I refreshed it, which now I'm kind of afraid to, it probably has easily crossed the threshold. Oh, there's already an update. Oh, I'm going way too slow. All right, well, we're just going to keep working our way down and we'll get to it. We got an hour to look at this stuff. Obviously, you guys are free to look at it on your own and see the cool stuff too. Firelord, and then, so Nova, and then Terrax. All right, so there's the Heralds. You get the components, the dashboard, 4 villain dashboards, the 6 tiles, all the cool stuff you normally get with these expansions. Now I am moving a little faster because I want to see the new stuff. So you get your hero cards. Oh yeah, I missed the fact that, excuse me, you can't tell here because Nova is red, but apparently Frankie is a anti-hero because you're also getting hero cards. That's awesome. Very cool. You're just breaking YouTube with too many viewers. Hey, yeah, we have gotten some of them back. We're back up to 19. That's nice. Thanks everybody for checking back in. Yeah, first update, we'll look at that very soon here. So then there is a bunch of gameplay videos. People have been playing this kind of the last week or so. The rule book is on here, it looks like. Please be aware. So if you see, okay, so it looks like you can look at the rule book if you want to. So here's the shipping information. Okay, I think we're about to the bottom anyway, and then so we can go look at that first update. Yeah, here's everywhere you can get it, risks and challenges, all that stuff. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. And let's look at the updates. Update number 1, funded a Space Pirates Life for Me. Oh, who are we getting? Heroes Unite, our campaign to explore the multiverse has barely begun, and we're already funded. Yeah, like 16, 15 minutes. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll start expanding our horizons. Read more. Yes, please. Read more. There we go. Corsair. Nice. The Summers family gets expanded. So we're getting Cyclops' dad. Very cool. Leader of the Starjammers. Prepare to be boarded. A dashing space pirate swoops our way. So at 240K, which should happen in about 30 seconds or so, We will unlock for all backers Kickstarter exclusive Corsair hero, including his character piece and deck of 12 hero cards. I love all the Summers family nonsense. They just added Corsair as a stretch. Yes, thank you, Jeffries. What's the all-in damage? So far, it's just $100, but they, you know, they're gonna add expansions and whatnot, and equipment cards for some of the old heroes. Oh, nice. So yeah, so you can read about Christopher Summers here if you're not familiar with Corsair. But I was just saying, all the Cyclops, like the craziness with his family tree, I just absolutely love all that stuff. And so it's cool to see that get expanded. He's a swashbuckling space pirate with a thirst for adventure. He's deadly with a saber blade, dealing unpreventable damage. As leader of the Starjammers, he's able to give wild tokens to other heroes, and as their pilot, he may freely move other heroes around. Very cool. Starjammer crew are a closely knit gang. Whenever Corsair plays one of his Starjammer crew cards, he can perform an extra wild action if the previous card in the storyline is also some type of Starjammer card. Okay, so we're likely to see more of the Starjammers then, probably in the stretch goals. So yeah, if the previous card in the storyline is Starjammer, which would have to be from a different character, so you get an additional wild, so that's awesome. But as things are moving fast, let's go ahead and unveil the next stretch goal as well, which will supply us with an equipment drop. Yes. So at 260, we're getting 20 more equipment cards. We see here Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Ant-Man, Wasp, Thor. So we're getting basically all the core set for the original Marvel United, and then looks like for some various expansions, like here's Star-Lord, Hard Light Shield, is that War Machine probably? I can't tell. And then Magneto's helmet and Gambit. So yeah, just a nice mix of different characters. Oh, of course there's a list here. I'm wasting my time trying to figure out. They're specially designed to supply some of the heroes from the classic Marvel United boxes with the new rules introduced in Multiverse, equipment cards being added. So yeah, Ant-Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, Wasp, Black Panther, Ghost Spider, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Thor, Star-Lord, Magneto, and Gambit. Pending licensor approval. Interesting. You think they might have that before, but no, that's funny. And oh, here's the comment section. Are there comments for each individual update? I don't think I ever noticed that before. I know there's a comment section for the Kickstarter itself that's probably already like a mile long. Oh yeah, people are excited. So cool. See if there's anything in the FAQ about can I get multiples? Okay. I'm really hoping to see the solo rules. Make sure I'm not okay. Cool. So I didn't see. Oh yeah, so there's Iron Lad. Yes, so he is a hero, not a. Why would he be an anti-hero? I'm not saying anything. So there's, yeah, so hoping that we'll post the solo rules at some point in the near future. But I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page. I'm nervous to do so at this point, and just see if there's kind of been anything. We can start looking at the stretch goal list down the bottom. Thinking. Let's go back up to the top here. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so we're already almost the 240. There's 2,800 backers. Oh, well, there's like 30 more backers just joined. I'm not backing until you do. Let's make them worry they won't make money on this one. Well, good news. Why would he be an anti-hero indeed? Yes. So strange. All right, now, this isn't going to show any of my vital information, is it? We're just going to click on that. We're going to look at this, March 2024. So we've got a year to figure this stuff out. We're just going to go ahead and click that. And you could add extras if you so desire. You can get like another multiverse pledge, which is cool because then you get another, you know, if you want to get a few of those stretch goal boxes, they're not that hard to come by. $65 gets you another stretch goal box. And then, you know, do with that what you will. So just kind of taking care of this real quick. Yeah, don't look at any of that stuff. I understand. Bleep, blop, bleep, bloop. Pledge. Let's just go ahead and knock that out while we're waiting for more stretch goals to get unlocked. Okay, now how do I get back to the main page? There we go. Quickly check the stream. So far it looks like nothing's freaking out. I have to go back to the OBS stuff because I only have one screen. I'm just on a laptop, so That's one of the things that also made me a little hesitant to try live streaming. I know people usually have two screens, but I just figured find a way to make it work. Like I'm managing the chat on my phone because I can't even look at it on the screen. All right, so we're just going to scroll back down and see what's been added. There's going to be a big old stretch goal. There's a faster way to do this, but I like clicking the wheel. Should be a nice row of stretch goals that is going to get massively, massively filled up down here somewhere. So can you actually, it says here's the rule book. Can you, oh, that is a clickable link. Okay, so you can click on the rule book. So it should be able to look at the soul rules. We'll do that here in a second. Here we go, stretch goals. So we've got Corsair and the classic retail equipment. The Corsair should actually already be unlocked. I'm pretty sure we already saw that we were over 240. And then 260 should be right around the corner, so we will not be far. Okay. So let's go see where they're at. Yeah, 252, so we are not too far from the classic equipment. The thing that'll be crazy, you know, there's, I don't even know how many hundreds of characters in this game. There's a lot. I don't know the count, but how much equipment are we going to get? Like, is every hero that should have one going to have one by the end? Is that a reasonable expectation? Because it sure makes for an easy stretch goal. You know what I mean? Like, they're not that they don't have a ton of other cool things, other characters and stuff, but every 3 or 4 stretch goals, you throw out a few more equipment cards. That can't be that tricky. So it's going to make storage and whatnot even more. It's always an interesting proposition with this game because the heroes, the miniatures, then they all have their own cards, and they don't, you know, those aren't necessarily the easiest things to store together. And then you're going to have a small equipment card that goes along with their hero deck. So I'm going to click on this and see what happens. Let me make sure this went. Is this going to follow me there? So it looks like the stream followed me to the rulebook link. That is good. Yep. Okay. Watching it on my phone. So we've got the rulebook here. I just kind of want to find the solo rules, and I want to figure out, that's the main thing I've been looking forward to. So I just want to figure out real quick how those work. I'm going to shrink this down just a bit so it gets hopefully more fully on the screen. And that's a little better. That Galactus is huge. It's massive. When they showed him in the trailer, oh, it's so cool how big it is. So here's your standard rules with the setup, villain turn, winning and losing. Man, I'm telling you, anybody here, 29 people. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. This is so cool. If you've never played this game, it really is. It's a really good time. It's really not complicated at all. It's really straightforward. And there's so much, though, for people like Grognard. Welcome back. Only 2. Doing a great job, especially with just a laptop and a phone. Thank you. Oh, Grizzle Noob, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Shoot, I forgot what I was saying. I was just so appreciative of that. But just if the game looks complicated, it's not. It's, oh, what Grognard was saying, not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, it's hard to just buy a little bit because it's so much fun. Only 2 pledges. It's not going to be like X-Men with 11 boxes. Well, it's early, Mr. Meow. We got those expansions over the course of the whole Kickstarter. So for the next 3 weeks, every couple days or so, they're going to announce another expansion. And then that total is just going to skyrocket every time. You know, the pledges maybe start slowing down a little bit. They announce a new expansion, everybody buys it, and then, you know, they make another couple $100,000, get you a few stretch goals. They are masters. If you've never followed, yeah, Mr. Meow, exactly. Yeah, if you weren't sure, that's what I was just going to say. If you've never done this before, the last one for me, the X-Men one, was my first like big Kickstarter that I actually followed and participated in the whole time. I was in it from day one. It's so much fun. And they are masters of doling things out at just the right pace to keep you hooked. Like, even though I was all in on everything, and you can pledge whenever you want. You don't have to pledge immediately. You can pledge at the last second. You can undo your pledge. You can do whatever you want. Until the thing is over, you are free to jump in and out, pick out what you want. But, you know, as it goes on, like, my eyes were glued to this thing every day, checking to see what the next stretch goal was. And it's just so much fun. You know, if you're a fan of the theme or just the game, there's always something cool to look forward to. And they will give us cool stuff that will keep you glued. And even if you weren't planning on getting it all, you know, if you don't want to get everything, set a budget or just pledge and don't look at it anymore, because they are going to tempt you, because they're going to show some really cool stuff, more expansions. I have no doubt the fact that they're leading off with Galactus, which obviously, that's going to get a lot of people in right from the start. But I got to believe there's other stuff that's going to be just as cool later on. You don't want to have something awesome at the beginning and then never really anything that cool later on. It's a little bit disappointing as it winds down. There's going to be some awesome stuff. And I'll warn you one other thing I remember from the last one. They didn't give us Nightcrawler until almost the very end of the campaign. He was one of the last stretch goals, and people were freaking out. It was kind of hilarious, kind of sad that people, were upset because he's such a popular character and he just kept not being in the thing. And I think some people genuinely were afraid we weren't going to get him, which of course we were, and we did. So if there's somebody you're really looking forward to, you think it's an obvious character they should add, they probably will, but they might hold on to him so they have a fun stretch goal to get to, because the rest of the final stretch goals were basically Alpha Flight, which, nothing against Alpha Flight, but probably not among the most popular characters. So you don't want to wind down with, the least exciting thing. So they might be holding on to something really, really cool because they want a big push right at the end. They really want to push how high can this go? Because at the time they finished the X-Men one, this was their biggest Kickstarter, I believe. It was like 5 or 6 million. I think we just came shy of 6 million. I could be way off, but that's remembering. Marvel Zombies might have blown that out of the water. I don't know. I didn't follow that, but Morbius final stretch goal, yes. David Markham, they'll probably announce an all-in discounted pledge at the end. Yeah, there will be some kind of all-in, and it'll be a good deal, or a deal at least. The game originally looked like a simple, cute filler. Now it's a lifestyle game. LOL Scott WSDS. Yeah, you could just play this game, and there's so much variety, and it's so fun, and you have a lot of content. So I talk a lot. All right, here we go. Here's the equipment rules. So let's say we're just staring at the screen, but experienced players may choose to add equipment to their game. We strongly recommend introducing equipment cards only after all players are familiar with the game rules. When playing with equipment, players must use the hard challenge to preserve game balance. So when you play Marvel United, every deck comes with a double wild and a wild card. And one of the simplest ways to modify the difficulty is to take out either one or the other or both. And I think hard challenge is maybe taking both of them out. I'm actually not sure, but you're basically going to be taking out your wilds, at least one of them from the deck. Maybe someone in the chat can, no dissing the Canadian superheroes. No. Like I said, Alpha Flight's cool. I was happy to see Guardian. I was happy to see something dust in my face puck. It was cool to see those characters, Wendigo. I think I was reading the comments. Some people are like, Alpha Flight, but that's all I'm saying. I know I'm a huge fan. I love all the mutants. That stuff's awesome. Grognard, when the first Kickstarter started, it was the Chibi's minis that made you not back the game. Okay, that's fair, because I didn't want to paint Chibis, but then when I saw how many expansions there were, I was relieved. Yeah, no, whatever you need to keep yourself out of something like this might be a good thing. But yeah, so anyway, whatever the, oh yeah, no, you're totally fine. I'm always joking as well. I totally get it. I am, yeah, never being serious. And I just kind of assume the same from anybody else online. It's always tricky when we type, not sure how to take it. So I always just give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We're all just joking around, having a good time. That's awesome. But yeah, so when you play with the equipment, it looks like you're going to be taking out either your single, double wild, or both. So that's going to sort of balance. Otherwise, everybody just be crazy overpowered that has an equipment card. Equipment cards are placed face up in front of the corresponding hero during setup. Oh, I see. The set with the gear is the face up side. Are not considered hero cards and are not affected by stuff like that. A hero with face up equipment cards can choose to use them whenever they wish, following the indication on the card. Some cards can be used on the hero turn, villain turn. Once their effect is applied, the equipment card must be turned face down, making them unusable while they are face down. Note that some cards not featured in this set, they already had plans for more, may have permanent effects, which means they're not turned face down when used, so are always available. So I wonder if there's going to be ways to turn them back face up, which will be cool. Mr. Mia, I wonder if I should opt in or just buy everything on eBay next year. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the cheapest way to get it, is just to get it here. I know the prices on eBay, especially on the stretch goal boxes. Well, I know you know, because I remember you tracked some of the stuff down from the previous ones. Can be difficult and pricey. Whereas here, if the timing works out, that's, sometimes Kickstarter comes out when it's just not the right time for you. It's only a couple weeks out of Christmas. This might not be a good time for a lot of people to be spending a few $100s on a game. So the timing's kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's always an option too. Heroes are able to recharge. Okay, here we go. Turn face up their equipment cards by performing the tasks described on the card back. Oh, that'll be fun. Some special effects on the hero cards may allow them May also allow them to recharge. Some cards cannot be. Okay, is there an example? During a turn, Shuri decides to use her spear. She defeats a thug in an adjacent location, then turns it face down. And then at the start of a later turn, she decides to recharge. She discards it. Okay. Okay, so it basically gives you an extra action now, and then later on, you might have to spend an action to get it back. Very cool. That's actually, excuse me, I'm drinking this energy drink, and it's making me burp a little bit. So, yeah, a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but there are definitely times where you have actions, you know, there's different icons that do different things. You might have actions left over that you just weren't able to use. So it's kind of cool that now you'll have yet another option to spend your actions on. That's very, very fun. Not all heroes have equipment cards. We'll see. This is the equipment belonging to the heroes in this set. Scott, I have to go to work. Thank you for the stream. Awesome champion content. God bless. Thank you so much, Scott. God bless you as well. I really, really appreciate you coming by. Have a good day at work. Grizzly Noob, yeah, everybody's saying eBay is going to be a little more expensive. Mr. Meow, yeah, that Avenger box was hard to get. It's my pride. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you got that stretch goal box, you were very pleased. And if I remember correctly, it wasn't too bad. You got it at a pretty decent price, so that was good. I'm so excited about this Doom. I love Dr. Doom. I'm so excited to see what they do with him and the new movies. Oh my gosh, so cool. So there's tons of rules that have kind of been added. The supervillain mode. Where is the solo rule? Special rules, superhero, hero turn, balancing the game. If the villain player, that's for the, okay, here we go. Commander solo mode. This is what I really wanted to know. Marvel United may also be played by a single player. In this special mode, you play as a single hero, counting on the aid of the cards provided by a small support team and the battle plans prepared in advance. Commander solo mode uses mostly the same rules as the regular game with the following exceptions. First, pick your main hero as usual, placing their game piece, starting location, their hero deck face down near you. Then choose a team of 4 supporting heroes. That's cool. Their game pieces won't be used. Okay, I wasn't sure about that, as they only offer support. Search their hero decks for cards with special effects and choose 3 of those cards from each hero, betting a 12-card supporting heroes deck. Excuse me. Shuffle this deck and keep it face down near you. Any indication of starting hand by the next card should be ignored. Okay, so you get the special, boy, that makes sense. Those are definitely the more interesting cards. Oh my gosh, the deck building possibilities are insane. If you have a lot of this game, I mean, you just have so many cards to choose from. That's crazy. So you're going to have a shuffle deck of 12 cards that are all going to be special powers. Reveal the top 2 cards of the supporting heroes deck and place them face up next to their deck, forming a display. Playing with the equipment cards, take only of your main hero. Okay, you don't get the supporting ones. That makes sense. They're not there to use them. Take any special components associated with your main hero supporting heroes. They can be used. 20.99 cents. Okay. Decide what your battle plan budget is. Okay. Love budgeting in my games. The maximum possible amount is 2. You can play with 1 or even 0 for a bigger challenge. Oh, it's like a difficulty modifier. Each battle plan card has a different permanent effect that interacts with supporting hero cards. Each has, that was the little number, and each has a list of costs of either 1 or 2. Make your choice of battle plan cards based on your chosen budget and place them face up in front of you. The sum of the values, I'm going to have to read this paragraph again. The sum of the values of the selected cards cannot surpass the available budget. Remove any unselected, maximum possible amounts 2. Okay. Oh, the battle plan. This is different from the, so you've got your supporting deck, and then the battle plan was those other cards. Okay. So you get to pick basically a couple of those to have in front of you. Treat the villain as if you're playing a 2-hero game. So since you have some extra actions at your disposal, it's as if you're playing 2 heroes. If you wish to change the level of difficulty, any challenges can be added. Oh my gosh, this sounds awesome. So let's just read the example here to make sure we have this. Player chose Captain Carter as the main hero, placing her Captain Carter's shield equipment in front of them and drawing 3 cards from her hero deck into their hand. The chosen supporting heroes were Ironheart, Spider-Man 29, Loki, and Shuri Black Panther. 3 special effect cards from each were shuffled and supporting, and 2 were drawn to form the display. Spider-Man swing using a budget of 2. 2 battle plan cards with the cost of 1 each were chosen. Okay, now I'm wondering, are those the only ones? Yeah, those are the only ones you're going to have the whole game, it looks like. So you're just going to have some of that battle plan. But they can really, I assume they're going to really be able to interact with the deck that you've built. Maybe they either can shore up some weaknesses, or you can lean into some really specific effects. Maurice, what is up, man? Thank you so much for joining. What's up, man? Just stopping by to show some support. Hope it's going well for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is going very well for me. The stream froze once for I didn't determine the amount of time. I don't know for how long. I don't think it was too long, but I think it's been running pretty well other than that. I hope things are going well for you. It's so awesome to see you. We're just reading the solo rules because this is the thing that's if I wanted no other content, I definitely had to have at least have the core set for the solo rules. So yeah, this looks cool. Oh, update 3 is live. Okay, I will get back there. I'm so sorry I'm spending so much time on these solo rules. Turns are resolved in the usual sequence. Each hero turn may either play a regular turn by drawing one card and then playing a card. Okay, or instead of doing, oh, cool. So it's my first Come On Kickstarter. What a trip. Hey, Jeffrey. Yeah. Whew. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is gonna have you hooked for the next 3 weeks. So it looks like you get to play you get to draw one of your cards, or you get to draw one of the special effect cards. And then it's as if your hero is doing it. On the hero turns, you must always play a regular turn using. Oh, interesting. So right after the villain, you have to play one of yours. And then you can use a supporting hero after that. So there's actually quite a decent amount of rules. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of the rules for this. I have a general idea of how it works. That is very exciting. So let's jump back to the Kickstarter. All right, let's go look at the updates. Get up there, would you please? Just watching this game, I'll never afford. Oh, well, look, we've already crossed 300 and some thousand. I'm just going to go ahead and refresh it. See what's looking here. We're going to have the new updates, just waiting for it to refresh. There we go. It's already got almost 4,000 backers. Here are the updates. Okay. So we missed the second one in all of my talking. So update 3 is Claw. We'll get to you in a second, Claw. So let's look at the update number 2. Knight of the Ebony Blade. Okay. Well, sounds like we're going to be seeing the Black Knight, I believe. So Corsair and the classic retail equipment. Now we're getting Black Knight, soon to be appearing in the Blade movie. At some point, he was teased in the Eternals. And we're going to be seeing Jon Snow as the Black Knight. And he, of course, has an equipment card for reach 300 grand. Oh, I hope. Wait, we're already there, actually. Unlock for all backers, Kickstarter exclusive Black Knight hero, character piece, 12 hero cards, equipment cards, so you can learn all about the Black Knight. He's a great tactician, able to mobilize all of his allies so they can position themselves to attack the enemy or rescue those in danger. While his armor may protect him from all damage, his command of science and magic doubles the heroic actions he uses to clear threats. Riding his winged steed, Strider. And whoever wrote early comics were definitely big Lord of the Rings fans, because Valkyrie's horse is Aragorn, and this guy rides Strider. That's interesting. Did somebody have a horse called Longshanks? Is this all of Aragorn's names? Is there an Elisar horse out there? Black Knight gets a free move every turn. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Spending actions on movement is boring. That's awesome. Black Knight, yes. Well, you can find everything on secondhand markets for decent price to keep your eyes open. That's true, Mr. Meow. Just catching up on chat real quick. J Collins, I still have a bunch of champion stuff I haven't gotten yet. Oof, yeah. These lifestyle games, it's insane how much stuff they want you to get. Mr. Meow, I hope he comes to Marvel Champions as well. Yeah. Yeah, Black Knight would be a very cool character. Grognard, I have to go. It's getting late here, but this was fun. If not back in the game, take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I look forward to watching the Red Hulk video. I haven't had a chance to yet, but I really appreciate you sharing that. I'm going to check that out. Grognard makes really cool custom... he's made some custom heroes and stuff for himself to play with, and he's posted some videos for me to watch. It's just awesome. So we've got the Ebony Blade equipment. So as a permanent, may perform one free punch action during your turn. That seems incredibly powerful. But let's see, if you don't perform at least one punch action during your action phase, you must discard a card. Oh, yes. So that is really going to limit you in a lot of ways. You need to position yourself in a way that you're always going to have something to punch, and that's where some teamwork comes into play. The person before you hopefully plays a card that's going to allow you to do that, or leaves something for you to knock out. And it sounded like you also got a free movement with the horse, so that's going to help too. All right, let's go. All updates. Let's go check out Claw. For being one of the absolute classic Marvel Champions villains, I don't think I noticed that he wasn't in this game. Nothing can stop the Claw. Swift as his blade, the Black Knight is here. Time to grab another stretch goal. Claw, villain piece, dashboard, and 18 cards. Reach 340k. We want black unlock for all backers. the Kickstarter exclusive Claw villain. So that's going to be in the, stretch goal box, one villain. Okay. So you can learn all about Ulysses Claw, the Gollum from the movies. I wish he had been in it more. I was really sad to see he looks like he's not going to be in it much more than he already has been. And it's too bad. I'm a huge fan of the actor, and he was playing a really cool character. Claw is a villain whose body is made of solid sound. This means he's not bound by conventional human limitations, making him basically invulnerable to normal attacks. I wonder if he'll be as annoying as he can be in Marvel Champions. Only by clearing one of his solid sound body threats can a hero find a way to attack him directly. A hero that hasn't cleared a threat themselves is completely harmless to Claw. Oh, so I wonder if you'll have to keep the little threat tokens in front of you. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said of Claw, whose abilities allow him to attack heroes in multiple locations at once. In different corners of the play area, heroes need to act quickly once they're able to damage him, since he's able to consolidate his sound, healing himself back up. Yeah, that's usually the strategy anyway, if you can. As soon as the villain becomes vulnerable, just swarm him. Get him. Mr. Meow, we still haven't beaten Claw in Marvel Champions. He's tough. He is surprisingly... I mean, he'll catch me off guard. Actually, he's the next villain I have to play in the Entropic Ascension campaign. I posted the first video of that, and then I've got the second one ready to go. I'm either going to post it tomorrow or Friday. And then, it's a little bit of a spoiler, actually, I guess. Those of you who are here will know that the third one is going to be Claw. And he's no pushover. We need a strategy guide or something. I was Jay Collins was on Claw for a while too. Yeah, he's tough. I know there are, if you haven't watched Steve Kimmel's Play to Game channel for Marvel Champions, he does a series called Villains Beyond, and he's done all the way up to, I think he just did, was it Taskmaster, or maybe it was just Zola. So he's up through Rise of Red Skull. So he has a video for Claw, and definitely check that out, because he gives a little strategy guide on how the villain works, good strategies against them, good modular and counter sets to play with them. Yes, Justice is good. He's got a ton of side schemes, and it doesn't have a lot of room on his main scheme. But yeah, check out Play D Game with Steve Kimmel and look for that Villains Beyond video on Claw. I bet there's some really good information there. So there is the third update. Oh my gosh, there's already 672 comments. The comment section is kind of fun to read, but it's incredibly difficult to keep up with. You can reply to people to sort of make it possible, but it's just a constant flow. It's like a very busy Discord. It just keeps on going. Edgy, why am I here? I don't need more Marvel United stuff. Still backing it. Yeah, here. Edgy, I'm with you. So let's see, what are they up to now? So it's 3:44. So I was going to stream for the first hour. I'm going to stick around for 15 more minutes. I don't know how much more new stuff we're going to see, but we can keep on chatting. The strategy is holy. Yeah, 333 grand already in less than an hour. And let me scroll. I wish there was kind of an easy way to click all the way down to the stretch goals. They keep them towards the bottom, I think. Oh, not that far on the bottom. Here they are. So Claw's at 3-4. Oh gosh, yeah, we'll be there any minute. So we'll be seeing the next stretch goal. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy how much of this game there is, and there was so much speculation. I'm new to Reddit, so I'm assuming there was some there, but I've been on Board Game Geek for a long time. I follow this game, and there were so many threads the last year. Will they do a third one? Will there be more? And so many people said no. You know, there's just nobody good to build a new base set around. You know, the Eternals movie didn't do very well. That could have been a potential team, or same thing with the Inhumans. The MCU stuff for the Inhumans didn't do particularly well, so that was maybe another team. I like the manga look before colorization. Mr. Meow, yes, I love that manga and the manga art. I'm a huge fan of anime, manga, love it. Yeah, and I guess none of us just saw Multiverse coming, or maybe people predicted it, but yeah, I mean, I think the core set, they didn't need an Eternals or an Inhumans. Like, this is just a sort of a random collection of characters, but they're all so cool. I mean, Doctor Doom, oh my gosh, I'm just so geeked for what they do with him. Finally, to see him done right. I didn't even watch the last Fantastic Four movie. That was such an absolute disaster, because the director and the studio wanted two very different movies, and it was just all a mess. I didn't even watch it. But the first two, they were okay. And that was back when we were just happy to be getting superhero. Soul Rules in the back rule book. Yes, thank you, Luke. We took a quick look at him, and it looks super awesome. I'm so excited. David Got to head to work meeting. This has been a blast. Thanks for doing this, Josh. Loving your channel. Great insight, fun content. Always looking forward to your next post. Thank you so much, David Markham. I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for coming by. I hope you have a good meeting. Hope things are going well for you. And Mr. Meow, I think this game is strong throughout the MCU. Oh, for sure. For sure. But it just seems like, you know, it makes sense to build around what's in the public consciousness and what people are excited about. And, you know, I don't know if people are excited about some of these characters because they are from Phase 4, which I know was not as well received, or at least, you know, if what's said on the internet is to be believed, it's hard. Sometimes the negative voices really rise to the top. I personally was a fan of everything that's come out. I've enjoyed it all. But I'm also an unabashed fanboy. So I will be upfront about that. It's hard for me not to enjoy something. It has to be pretty bad for me to just flat out not like it. So, but they still lean heavy on the stuff from Phase 4. And I think it's a great looking box. So they found something to build it on, which was awesome. Jessica Alba was the worst casting ever. That is a very good way to put that. Would not have been my first choice, but she definitely lent some star power at the same time, which was good. I mean, they were fine, right? Like, if you think back to like the early middle 2000s when the Ghost Riders and the Daredevils and the Fantastic Fours of the world were coming out, it was just exciting to be getting superhero movies that were pretty good. You know, it wasn't until Iron Man, she's so hot, but Sue Storm, she is not. Yeah, I definitely could see what you're saying there. You know, I just remember back then the movies that were coming out were so-so, but we were just excited to be getting good superhero movies. And then Iron Man came along, changed everything. So we actually expected superhero movies to be good. So now we look back at those early Fantastic Four movies and such, and they seem even worse by comparison. But so I'm really all that to say, yeah, 340, there it is. Did we get that update? Just, I'm so excited for a Fantastic Four done right. I was really hoping for the John Krasinski, Emily Blunt pairing for Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. Doesn't look like we're getting that. They're going to be going with younger actors, which is, you know, totally understandable. But at least we got to see Johnny K in the Doctor Strange movie. Update number 4. Did I click on the right thing? Here we go. A splash of action. Ooh, what's this one going to be? The Claw. The Claw is here. Oh, Chode. That's what I've always said. Chad. We get another Starjammer. Don't be intimidated by his appearance. The next stretch goal is actually quite friendly. So at 370, we're getting the Chode. If anybody knows. Number 4 is live and working this one, so maybe someone can fill me in. Yeah, so he runs with the Corsair, the first stretch goal, Scott Summers' dad. They're a group of Starjammers. You know, the very spacey side of Marvel. The X-Men bump into them in space occasionally. You know, they kind of tangle with the Shi'ar Empire. They were a big part of the original Dark Phoenix storyline when Jean first got the Phoenix Force before, you know, the Hellfire Club manipulated her and she had to go on trial and all that stuff. So, yeah, we might be seeing a few of these Starjammers. It's basically Space Pirate. I think Firefly might be a good comparison, or maybe even Guardians of the Galaxy before that was a thing. So we're going to be getting him. I wish there was a little, I hate saying people's names wrong, so I wish there was like a little pronunciation. It's probably Ch'ad, right? You put that apostrophe there, Ch'ad. Let's go with that. So yeah, founding members of the Starjammers. And honestly, this was probably the only other one I could have named, so I might be a little less informed on the newer ones, or on any other ones we get later. Ch'ad is the muscle of the Starjammers. You know, every team needs a strong guy. One of his starting hand cards allows him to add water tokens to 3 locations. As an amphibious creature, he is an element in his element in those locations. When fighting there, he may also gain wild tokens. He even hide away in the water, evading all attacks. So that's cool. It sounds like maybe a slightly different way to play. Besides a strong body, he also has a strong mind, gifted with telepathic immunity that shields him from crisis tokens. Why not? It's never enough for a hero to have just one power, right? Remember when Angel was just a guy with wings? You know, like, now everybody has to have like 3 different gimmicks. So he's got water tokens. That's cool. We don't have water tokens in the game yet, so that's fun. He looks awesome. Definitely adds a different look to the game. And then, yeah, so the whole Starjammer thing we kind of learned from the first update is we want the... they're going to want to play together as a team, because if the previous card in the storyline has Starjammer in its name, you get an additional wild. So definitely... encouraging you're being incentivized to play these together as a team, which the Guardians of the Galaxy did something similar. They didn't have to be Guardians, but they all worked with tokens, if I remember correctly, and Star-Lord is really good at passing out tokens. So on the one hand, that's really cool because you can build like a thematic team. You know, we're going to be all Starjammers. Excuse me. And, you know, it's going to be awesome that we have this cool theme, but it does take away a little bit. And this is, I'm not complaining, it's just another element of it is that it's, there's less variety there because, you know, Cha'ad doesn't work as well outside of a Starjammer team. So, and that's just how it goes. So that's fine. But there are certainly teams that, you know, they are a close-knit family. I'm expecting when Marvel Champions comes out with Fantastic Four, I'm expecting we'll likely see, you know, they are going to want to play together. And just like the X-Men largely want to play together. So it's totally fine. So now can we go back to the campaign? Wait, did it tell us what? It didn't tell us what the next stretch goal was, did it? Are they not? What are they at? What are they at? Yeah, we're only 15 grand away from Cha'ad already. Are they not confident we're going to be seeing that in the next 5 to 10 minutes? Come on, what's the next one? Tell us. All right, did I go too far? I did. So yeah, there he is at 370, hero piece, 12 cards, and 3 tokens. So it looks like they're going up at about 30K a pop, 30, 40. Okay, it kind of varies. So, and that shifts, you know, as the campaign, because they want to be unlocking these things, right? Like they have a whole list that they fully intend to get through by the end. It's not till towards closer to the end of the campaign that they actually have to start scrambling to come up with some new things if the campaign really takes off. I know from, if I remember correctly, reading the X-Men one really caught them off guard. Like they needed to get some more stuff in there. And the first one, for sure, this game was so successful. But for the next, at least, I don't even know, a bunch of stretch goals, they've got them planned out. And they're going to price them accordingly to make sure that they are getting unlocked at a nice, even pace. And then whenever there's just the tiniest little lull, let's drop an expansion in there to really get things moving again. And that's a really, it'd be so cool if sometime just in the next few minutes, I don't know if they'll announce an expansion in the first hour, but just while we're here, while we're taking a look at this, that would be so cool. There is no more new pledges just yet, just the main one. Let's see how many people are in on this. So there are 3,283 backers, at least as of the last refresh, for the $100 one, and for 280 for the multiverse pledge. Yeah, definitely. I think most people go, if not all in, you at least are here for Galactus. Yeah, 280 is such a less number. Yeah, basically 3,000 more people are already in for the $100 one. Really excited to see how the Wrecking Crew works. Obviously, it's probably going to be a multi-villain battle, which there's quite a few of those in this game. Actually, they've already done a lot of that. Are we at 370 yet? Hoping to get at least one more sign off in probably about 5 minutes. Of 28 people watching. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been an incredible experience. Definitely feels like it won't be my last live stream. It's, like I said, it's something I've been wanting to do, or I always wanted to do when I started the channel, but one thing at a time. This was everything I do with this channel is a learning experience. I am still learning basic stuff all the time. I learned something really quite interesting about my editing software the other day that was just like, oh, I should have known that a long time ago. So it's, live streaming felt like a big thing to try, like the next big thing. So, because I would like to play games online live. I think that was really fun. It's been so fun. Grizzle Noob has been fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, this looks awesome. It's been so fun chatting with everybody. I don't know. It looks like I came in at the end of everything. Nick, hey, welcome. Great friend of the channel. Talk with you all the time. So happy to have you here. Yeah, we're just gonna be signing off here in a couple minutes. I'm trying to, I think, if as long as it keeps moving at this pace, we'll hang out till 370 because I want to at least see what the next stretch goal is, and the hopiest of hopes that maybe it's they'll say something about the next expansion. Maybe that's a completely vain hope. I don't know if we should expect that for even a couple days. I really wish I could remember how it went. I hope there's another grand. Just crossed over. We only need 7,000 more for Cha'ad. I don't know. Is that how you say it? I'm guessing. Oh, yeah. So we'll hang out for till 370 at least, see what the next one is. And yeah, great to be here. So glad you're here. This has been so so cool. So we have nothing huge to talk about here. I'll tell you just real quick. If you are into my Marvel Champions content, I've got the next Entropic Ascension video ready to go in the next day or two, and then I am going to be ranking. Yeah, I'll just put it out there now. I'm going to be ranking all of the villains by difficulty. So look forward to that. It's going to be in the near future. I like to sort and rank things occasionally, and I haven't done that one yet. So that'll be cool. And then going to be finishing up the Entropic Ascension campaign. So 2 more videos in that. Hopefully those will both get done next week. And after that, there might be something pretty cool coming down the line that I'm really excited to announce. Another playthrough series I'm going to be jumping into. So I've been teasing it a lot. Starting to get to the point where I've been teasing it for a little too long. I need to hurry up and get to it. But I wanted to do this campaign because I wanted to show off Wasp anyway, especially with how badly she looked in the 12th Place of Christmas. So I'm glad to have an opportunity. And the first game went well, and the second game was really fun too. So you'll be seeing that very soon, possibly tomorrow. I'm tempted not to post it just because if they do finally announce the next big expansion for Marvel Champions tomorrow, you know, every Thursday at 11 Eastern, we're waiting to find out if they are going to announce it or not. So I'm always sitting here in front of my computer in the days I'm home, and I will be home tomorrow, so I don't want to release that and another video if they do announce it. But if they don't announce it, I'll upload that tomorrow. The villain ranking hopefully will be out this weekend. So just lots and lots of cool stuff. And then be getting to that new playthrough series in a couple weeks. Should be awesome. All right, so we're only $2,000 away from them unlocking. Grizzly Noob, I'm waiting for Gambit to come out before jumping totally into Marvel Champions, but I've enjoyed your videos in the meantime. Oh, thank you so much. So when you say jumping totally, like have you been playing it here and there? You're just waiting to buy more stuff when the heroes you really want come out, or you haven't got into it all? The way you say jumping totally makes me think you have been playing it at least some. And I appreciate the kind words about enjoying my content. Thank you. That is very kind. Oh, now we're just counting down. Got about 1,000 to go. Come on, we just need 10 more people to buy Galactus and we're in. So we are getting there. That update all the comments. There's like 100 more comments. Let's see what people are saying real quick. Please add the promos for Grey Hulk and Hero Juggernaut. Yes, when they put those promos out at like I always want to call it E3, but it's the San Diego Comic-Con, I think, had Juggernaut or Grey Hulk. I'm not sure who showed up where, but I'm not real good at tracking down promos. But yeah, it would be really nice if that stuff showed up. I know the Dice Tower has some of that stuff from what I've heard in their campaign that they're running, or maybe recently ran, so that might be another way to get them. I bought too much of it for how little I've played it. Gotcha, Grizzle Noob. Such is the life of an obsessive gamer. 100% preach, brother. I get it. Like I said, I've had so much of this game sitting on my shelf that I have barely touched. And yeah, Champions I was able to keep up with as it came out, which was nice. You know, I've been in that from the beginning. I've basically been buying Fantasy Flight games monthly since the Lord of the Rings came out. So they've had my credit card on file for about 12 years. Just every month been buying something from them. So it's definitely easier when you're kind of buying it as it goes. It's hard to catch up. Definitely hard to catch up. If they add the old stuff to this campaign, that is going to be a big thing for people to question if they want to, how far they want to go in getting caught up on this. Jeffries, I'm digging your presentation so far. You might have another viewer. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yes, I try not to say this stuff too much because I know we all get sick of hearing it on YouTube, but we also have to say it as YouTubers because we need this stuff. But please, if you wouldn't mind, liking the stream. I'm going to post it later as a VOD people can watch. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like Marvel Champions, that's my main gig. But if you want to see Marvel United stuff, let me know. I would be happy. Here we go. Number 5 is live. Thank you, Jeffrey. I would be absolutely happy to do more Marvel United content as well because I do love this game. And if there's a demand for it, I'd be happy to produce some more content for it. Just a face in the crowd. So there's Chad. Hopefully it's the last time I have to say that. Chameleon, cool, another villain. It's really the villains that make these games, I think. The more villains, the better. We may think it's the next stretch goal, but maybe it's just a disguise. I bet he's going to have some really fun mechanisms. We reach 410. We will unlock for all backers the Kickstarter exclusive Chameleon villain. 12S6 8. Find the Chameleon tokens. Yes, that is going to be fun. I'm not even going to begin to attempt to say his name, but you can find out some interesting things about that character. He's a very unusual villain. While he poses very little direct threat to the heroes, they will be hard-pressed to stop his master plan in time, as he's one slippery wrongdoer. Many of his effects accelerate his plans. Oh, those are the harder ones. They run through their deck quickly. All the while, he slips away in the crowd using as many disguises. Once heroes complete 2 missions, when they corner Chameleon to attack him, they need to see if they actually have the right guy. The more thugs and civilians his location, the easier it is for him to get lost in the crowd. The hero must reveal one random find the chameleon token. Oh, I love this kind of stuff. Some people hate it, but I like this kind of randomness. Token to see if they have really got the real chameleon so they can attack him. Only 1 out of the 8 tokens reveals him. Man, that is some low chances. The others are people he disguises himself as. Heroes will stand a better chance of finding him if they attack him in an empty location. I get it. For each empty thug civilian slot, they may reveal an extra. Got it. So that, yeah. If you corner him, man, that is brilliant. So brilliant. Like I said early on, Eric Lang, I don't know if he's still the one specifically designing every expansion and every character. I haven't tracked that kind of stuff, but he designed the system. Whoever's making these, it's incredibly, incredibly creative to come up with this. Still so many new mechanisms. His threats put even more pressure on the heroes. Half of them improve his disguises, reducing the number of Find the Chameleon tokens that gets revealed. The other half help his schemes. They double the effect of overflows. Eesh. Bringing back threats or accelerating the master plan. He sounds tough. That all sounds real hard. So that is a very, very cool character to have. So all you have to do is back the base game. I'm not my job to sell it, certainly. But if you do want these stretch goal characters, all you have to do is back at the base level, and then you're going to get so much other stuff. Even if you don't buy any of the expansions, you get so much with just the base game because you get the stretch goals. I'm going to get caught up on chat, and then I think we're probably going to wrap it up. So Grizzly Noob says, the first time I played Champions with my friends, it was not a hit. Took a long time. Okay, yeah. Multiplayer can definitely take a while depending on how many friends and how new everybody is. One of my friends was defeated pretty early. I just had to sit there and wait. Eesh. So not a great experience. Yeah, totally get that. Worked much better the last few times we played over the past few months. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. But yeah, anytime you get knocked out, it's rough. Mr. Meow, yeah, I think villains are almost more important than heroes. Yeah, completely agree. That's what changes the system. Otherwise, you're kind of playing, like if you just play the same villain over and over again, you're basically playing the same game. Your heroes work slightly differently, but it's the villains, the scenarios that shake things up. Like Chameleon sounds like he's going to shake things up a lot. And that's going to be a really, really fun way to play. Nick Haynes, sure, it's been mentioned, but I'm glad at the price point on this Kickstarter. Come on. Yeah, $100 definitely seems fair. Let's just take one more quick look. Oh boy, where am I? Let me get back to the main campaign. So we'll just quickly go over one more time everything you get. Let me find the right Barda. So $100 gets you the base game. You're getting the Wrecking Crew villain team. So you're getting an extra villain, which are basically 5 villains. And then the Coming of Galactus, which was the 4 heralds, and they said you could fight each of them individually. So that's 4 more villains, or you could fight them as a team, it sounded like. So basically 5 more scenarios, and then the Galactus one himself. So unless I'm misunderstanding, I think that's 6 scenarios just in that box alone. And then you're also getting the Iron Lad hero. So for, $100, sounds like you're getting a ton of gameplay plus the stretch goals. And the stretch goal box is going to be filled with even more villains. And so again, that $100, get out, though, look at it again if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, because there's going to be cool stuff and you're going to want it probably if you're anything like me. But it seems like a fair price for the size of the miniatures, the quality of the components. And yeah. Well, as much as I want to just sit here and watch that number run up, and I'm having so much fun chatting with all you guys, real quick, Grizzly Noob, just remember they haven't released the extra boxes and an all-in pledge. Yeah, I don't want to say how much I spent on the last one, but if you bought everything, including everything from the previous Kickstarter, you can do the math. It was more than $100. It was a lot. So, but yeah, I think the value holds, but yeah, the total is going to skyrocket. It's pretty good so far. Don't need to do all the all in like I probably will. Sad face. Yeah. That is the thing, isn't it? All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. This has been an incredibly fun experience. We just had the one hiccup, and as far as I know, that was the only thing that ever went wrong. Clicking on, looks like we're still live. Everything's still going. And so, if you want to see more Marvel Champions, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see Marvel United, let me know. Just comment on any video and say, I'd like to see some videos or some talk about the game. I would get enough people to ask. It wouldn't take much to talk me into it. We'll put it that way. There's lots of other good content out there for it too, Champions as well. But you know, if you like my stuff and you want to see me talk about it, I certainly might. So thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you have an incredible day. We're gonna have a lot of fun following this for the next 3 weeks, and look forward to seeing you next time we get up in game. Take care, folks. Bye bye. Now you get that awkward part at the end where you watch the streamer figure out how to stop the stream. Grizzle Noob, have a good one. Yes, thank you. Take care, guys. Bye bye.